Let that shit slide. Let that shit slide.
Man, put the eighth down and come solve these problems.
Yeah, start with question number 1, bro. So I got Massman, Massman in the house.
Yes, sir.
What they call you where you from? That's question number 1 around here. What
Mass.
They call you? Mass?
Mass, yeah. Mass. A lot of people call me Mass, keep it short and simple.
That started with the family?
I actually don't know, just like going off like just the thought process of it, like did it start from the family or not? Because I don't think it started with a family. I think it started with a friend. I just can't remember who started calling me Mass first, because I don't even think they were calling me Mass in high school.
Oh.
To be honest.
Really?
Yeah, people would call me my name, Massman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, so I didn't start hearing Mass until after high school. Yeah. So
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Well, oh really?
Yeah, I thought,
be you
went to high school with him.
I thought we always did. Really?
Nah.
Yeah, he would know though. He definitely would know.
Everybody called me Massman in high school. And I'm Haitian, so my parents and everybody around my family call me Massman. So that's my name, in Creole.
I like that.
Yeah, so
I like that better, actually.
Yeah, so yeah, I didn't hear Mass until
you should start introducing yourself that way, bro. On some real shit.
Too.
You should start introducing yourself that way. That's your name. And that's your heritage. Nigga, is it not your name?
Yeah. I just know people,
American. He American.
People,
American. Go ahead, man.
People ain't good at pronouncing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just hate to have to keep going, repeat myself like 10 times to try to get them to pronounce it right.
But I'll say this though. I don't mean to cut you off, but even when you go somewhere to order food, you still have to spell your name, even when you say Mass.
Yeah.
Right or wrong.
Yeah.
So even when you say Massman, even when you say just Massman, it's kind of like people still be kind of taken back, like, huh?
Yeah.
So like, if that's the case,
Massman.
Well, people, unless it's, professional or anything, when people I introduce myself as Mass, I just keep it short.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When it's professional interview or anything like that, it's Massman. You know what I mean? Growing up, because my name is Massman Joseph, you got teachers and all that stuff. They used to think my first name was Joseph. So I had to go through all that,
Yeah. Man, I think that is pretty smooth though.
What? Massman.
Pronounce it again. Massman.
Massman.
I think it's smooth though, bro. I think it's actually a conversation starter.
Hell yeah.
Like for sure, because people go automatically, just they be like,
bad
where you
bitch,
from? Like, where you from? Like, where you
straight up.
Like, that's really like That's like, the French dude that come through, like,
Yeah. In public speaking, they teach you to have the attention grabber. You know what I mean? That probably could have been a attention grabber.
That's a lot.
Back in the single days.
And even for you, bro, like, that's an icebreaker in every room. Professional, social, like, that's a very good, like, intro that just kind of grabs people's attention, but it's also something fun for you to just kind of like loosen yourself up and other people around you. Cause I do it every day. Like, I don't really like talking on the phone like that, but when I introduce myself and I tell people, oh, my name is Jimmy, Missouri just like the state, they always have something like, how'd you get that name? Or like, and I just be like, I get that every day. Something always, I always get something in regards to my name because it's very unique. So if you did introduce yourself, even Massman is very unique. I'm pretty sure.
It is. It definitely is. But now you don't put a whole nother spin on it.
Put that spin right there on it. It's like,
man, you sleep. You sleep over here, bro. You tripping.
Yeah.
You tripping, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, so who named you? Mama, daddy? Do you know who had most influence?
So
'cause I want to get to that now. Shit.
I haven't got that deep, you know what I mean?
Okay,
The curiosity.
okay.
Ask some questions.
But I'm thinking it came from my mom. Now I haven't got a deep far as the meaning behind it.
Right.
You know, I know that they kept the M because my dad name is Marcel and my brother name is Madden. You know, so they kept the M
That's my
going.
dog.
I just don't know what it means.
Married, by the way.
Have you always liked your name?
I always liked it.
Okay. Okay.
The surname Massman is an occasional name for a knife maker. And it was wild to me because, you know, growing up, tell them what your first job was.
Selling knives.
Word. What, Cutco?
No, at the flea market. At the flea market, I sold knives. And
Word.
It was to a point
What
where,
the fuck?
Yeah, it was to the point where I could tell you every knife.
What it's for?
You know what I mean? What it's used for.
Oh my God.
The history and all that stuff. At the time, you know, I knew about the butt knives, Gerber knives, the antique knives, you know, stuff like that.
Crazy. Like, I'm literally, bro, like, interested to know what your parents say if you ask them. That's more of a selfish thing for me, like, because I'm just interested. Like, I want to know, like, what your parents say in regards to that. Because even further thinking like, you know, years down the line, when you and your future wife decide to give us a nephew, you know, you might consider that like, hey, would I want my son to be named this? Should I carry on this legacy? Like, if so, like, I need to know the meaning of it and why it was given to me and why is it important for me to carry it on or give my son a different name?
I definitely asked. I think for me, what I was most ashamed about, and I'll be honest with you, is my voice. Yeah. Even to this day, you know, I don't like my voice like that. It's not like when I talk, I say, dang, I don't like my voice. Yeah. It's when I hear it.
No, I'm the same. Know what I mean? I'm actually the same way.
Because you talk about going through a drive-through and they calling you ma'am, you know what I mean? Like, man, do I sound like a female or something?
Oh, that's tough.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You talking about me on the phone with customer service and they saying, you know, do you need anything else, ma'am? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know, so, you know, so I'm like, dang. So, you know, when I listen to my voice, sometimes I'm like, dang, do I sound like you know, like now, the first time I'm admitting it, you know, that, my voice is something, I think till this day I always been, ashamed of, you know, cause I've just felt like, you know, when you been around the Sugar Mans and, you know what I mean? They had a deep voice since, you know, middle school.
The juggers.
You know what I mean? The juggers, you know what I mean? You know, since middle school, you know, like, dang, they always say, you know, once you get that Adder apple, you know, your voice gonna, you know, that's what I was taught. Or, you know, that's what people told me. Yeah. And I'm like, damn.
Well, so when you talk to the girls and stuff, the ladies, would you try to deepen your voice? Would you try to go a little deeper, like a lower octave? I have on the phone before, you know what I mean? But in person, cause for me, it's about me being comfortable, cause a lot of people probably don't know that's probably close to being around me. I could be real shy. Like I could be a real shell. You know what I mean? Where I listen more than I talk. If I'm comfortable, I talk. If I've been drinking, I talk. So a lot of times when I did used to approach women, I had a cup or two before, you know what I mean? To loosen me up. So now my conversations are like I've been knowing you forever. I'm gonna make you feel that way. I'll make you feel comfortable. I'll make you laugh, you know, cause I know if I make you laugh, everything's good from there. You know what I mean? So back then that was my approach, you know. Yeah. If I'm comfortable, I'm comfortable, I know she gonna be comfortable. Yeah. If I'm comfortable, but if I'm not comfortable, I'm in my shy shell where I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? I like that. Okay. So let me get my man Juice in here real quick. Oh, sorry. I don't know what you want to go by tonight.
No, that's
so
fine. I'm Juice.
You know what?
Juice is fine.
What they call you? Where you from, my boy? You going with Juice? Yeah, I just want to know what they call you. Where you from? Let's go with that. Cause I gotta introduce you to the people. Yeah, most definitely.
They call me Dre.
Call you Dre.
Yeah, they call me Dre. Majority of the people. Yeah.
Where you get that from? You get the name from?
Middle name DeAndre.
Oh, okay. So they took your middle name, shortened it up.
Shortened it up. Yeah.
Maz, you know him as Dre? Like when you met him, you knew him as Dre, or you knew him as something else?
When I met him, I've known him. He don't remember this per se, but at certain parts of my life, like vividly, I remember as a kid.
Okay.
And I don't know why. Why it's just these certain moments of my life that I remember. I remember me first starting the school that we first met, which was what was it? Jesse King, or Winter Washington. Winter Washington.
Winston.
But I remember going into class because it was third grade.
Okay.
I remember going to class and he being the first person that walked up to me. You know, me first starting the school. Because I just came from, I think, either Jesse King or Winter Washington. You know what I mean? And we moved. And I had to go to Winston. Remember coming to class, he coming to me, hey, my name is DeAndre. You know what I mean? And that's how he introduced himself. My name is DeAndre.
Probably Andre. Was it DeAndre? It could have been DeAndre. Ain't no way. You said DeAndre?
Yeah. This is what I remember. This is what I was able to remember. You know what I mean?
My bad, I shut up.
You know what I mean? He might remember something different.
Yeah.
But I remember him introducing me as DeAndre. For me at that time, I guess I needed that because I transferred, from, different school because we moved.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dang, the person introduced himself, you know what I mean? Introduced himself, I may have a friend here. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think highly of Jimmy, and I don't think Jimmy understand that. You know what I mean? So I think really highly of Jimmy.
I mean, that's interesting to hear Matt's perspective on that whole thing because, I'm pretty sure he's accurate in terms of like me introducing myself as DeAndre at the time because my teachers always asked me like what I wanted to be called. You know what I'm saying? So like I felt like at this young age, bro, I felt like Dre was like that wasn't like a name I probably should be called in school, I guess. And I didn't want to be called Jimmy at the time, so I was like DeAndre. That was my middle name. So they would call me. They would put that on my thing. So when they did roll every day, that's what they called me.
Yeah.
So I probably did introduce myself as that, but what I'm saying is like interesting is the high school part, whereas he felt like we really kind of like fell off as friends, like not hanging out as much.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually thought we were like very consistent. You know what I'm saying? From elementary to middle school, because me thinking about it, I never stayed at bruh house, elementary or middle school. I don't remember him coming like staying the night with my house or us going to like the movies or, none of that. Like we were just, and I think middle school, our relationship grew because, he played with the Lakeland Fire and we would go on trips and stuff together at that point. And that's when we would like spend the most time together. And then when we got to high school, I feel like our relationship was still the same, but like he's saying, I played sports and I think the amount of time I had was it shifted. You know what I'm saying? We're playing two sports and trying to be a, student athlete. Like it just was like, so like when we saw each other, it was still the same to me.
You know why I talk about speaking highly of Jimmy? Some of my best friends now is because of Jimmy.
Okay.
Like guys that will be in my wedding is because of Jimmy.
All right.
Because had Jimmy never reached out to me and say, hey, I moved to Tampa, I go to USF now, pull up. His roommate was Marvin. He inspired and changed, lives and stuff like that. I just wanted to make sure he get his flowers because,
you got to.
In my opinion, like one of the best things that happened to me. You got to understand, We from Lakeland.
Yeah, talk about it.
You know what I mean?
No. I understand.
Yeah.
Who's listening don't understand.
Yeah, we from Lakeland.
Talk
you know
that
what I
shit.
mean? And
let them know the mentality.
Yeah, the mentality is
The
a lot
people,
of
it ain't nothing wrong with this. The crib, so I'm not finna badmouth the crib, but it is what it is.
And a lot of a lot of their minds are like this now to this day, where Lakeland is all they know. You know what I mean? Like they get excited to go to places in Lakeland. You know what I mean? To link up to places in Lakeland. And there's nothing wrong with, cause I don't mind, I know Tuma do his thing. Like, I really like, I love what Tuma doing. You know what I mean? At times, I think I only went to like 2 or 3 Tuma events. And it's kind of like a family reunion when I, pull up, you know what I mean? You see people that you haven't seen in years. But a lot of people in Lakeland, I be feeling like, they don't like to get out their comfort zone. They don't like to see different things. They're starting to do it now, some people, you know what I mean? But others, it's like, that's all I know. Like my dogs from from Melville, like I try to get my dog to get on the cruise. You know what I mean? Cause that's my dog. You ain't gotta shoot me nothing. Just hit me back. And he didn't hit back. But it's like, I be one of them, you know what I mean? Because they haven't been places, I want you to, at least see something.
Experience.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and maybe it might encourage you to want to, and you know who I give most praise to for that? I met this girl and I was trying to holler at her. This back in like,
no matter, no days, don't dates, don't get no dates.
No, yeah, early college though.
Okay,
but,
I mean? Protect the innocent.
Yeah, nothing like that.
All right.
So I met a girl. Now she like, and I went over her house to visit. You know what I mean? We talking and stuff like that. And then she got all these different stuff and stuff like that. I'm like, dang, where you got this from? Oh, I got this in Thailand. Oh, I got this. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
And I'm like, dang, you done been all these places?
Mm-hmm.
She like, yeah. You ain't never been nowhere? I said, I never even been on a plane.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
At the time, far as like as an adult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, I've been to Haiti, but I was like 9, maybe 10 years old.
Yeah.
So I ain't had no passport or nothing at the time. She like, man, you gotta travel, man. You know what I mean? If you don't do anything else, you can start off small, whatever, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
That brought me to think, damn, she is right. I need to travel.
All right, let's get to the second question because y'all have introduced yourself. What is your motto in life? Like, where's the live by or where's the die to? You got any mottos in life?
For me, it's respect everyone until they show you otherwise. I'm big on respect. You know what I mean? And I feel sometimes, the first thing I look for is, how a person respects you. You know what I mean? From how they talk to you, how they are around you, and just in so much, different forms of it. Because, for me, like I said, respect is big, so I don't want to be around nobody that don't respect me. You know what I mean?
Like disrespect me.
That would disrespect me, any given chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Any given time, they could just disrespect me for no reason.
I'm first time, last time when it comes to that, to a certain degree. Because, I mean, in certain relationships, it's very hard that you just sever ties because they disrespected you. But at the same time, that is one of my deal breakers in relationships. Like, we can agree, we can disagree. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Shit, even if we fight, I get that. But don't disrespect me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to disrespect you. Why are you disrespecting me?
I know I always, go back and resort to Jimmy, but perfect example. We've been knowing each other since 3rd grade.
Yeah.
We ain't never had an argument or anything about a female.
Okay. That's
good.
What I mean? That's good.
And for the most part, in my opinion, we kind of had the same taste. You know what I mean? So it was never a time I seen the person he was dealing with or anybody like that be like, let me see if I could.
Oh,
you know
like
what I mean?
Trying to back door.
Oh, vice versa. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
Some of that, you know, goes off character. You know what I mean? Because, you know, of course, you don't want to be around none of your homeboys that'll try to.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Well, hold on, because I don't want to overspeak. I got to be clear on what you're saying. So, like, are you saying like your lady, or you saying like somebody that you after, like you, like somebody that you're interested in?
No, somebody that is serious with. You know, either it's my lady or somebody I'm talking to on a serious level.
Got it.
You know what I mean? If it's somebody that, you know, I don't really think none of.
Yeah.
You know, I tell him, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what it is. You know what I mean? So it's just, you know, I say that because so many guys fall out because of either money or females.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know, and they could have been knowing each other but they fall out over money or females.
Yeah. That's most wars. Most wars with countries have been behind women. Like straight up. Nations have crumbled because people want to fight over women. Mm-hmm. Like, you even think about that. That shit get deep.
Yeah, so,
okay. So treat others like you want to be treated to a certain degree?
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, he said y'all ain't never fell out over no women.
We really ain't never fell out about nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like can't think, you know, he never fell out about no money, no women, no.
Yeah.
We had a little argument about sports and stuff.
I think the biggest argument we had, and I seen him getting mad, so I kind of just chilled off on a little bit.
Was happy.
And I can guarantee he knew what I'm talking about. We in Orlando, Classic weekend.
Okay.
And you know how the guys on the streets, they be playing a little hide the ball, you know, paper ball game, you know what I mean?
Almost like a 3-card Molly, but with the caps.
And they have, you know, guys that probably work with them watching and play and then win to show people that you can win, you know what I mean? And Jimmy played, you know, and he kept getting popped. And I hated to see that, you know what I mean? Because I knew it was a scam. You feel me? Like, you ain't gonna win off this, you know what I mean? These boys, this is what they do.
Right.
This how they make a living.
Right.
So, I can't remember how much he lost, but he lost some money. Mm-hmm. Right? And he was just so eager to win. He just kept playing.
It's a gambler.
And I'm like, you know, me being me, like, bro, what you doing, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that shit, it built for you to win, you know, woo the whoop.
He tried to talk to him. He tried to give some game. Let him know.
And he like, you know, kind of like, man, you know what I mean? Chill out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got this with him.
Right.
So after the fact, you know, he done lost X amount of money, he looking blowed and stuff like that. I told you, man, you shouldn't be playing that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he kind of like snapped, you know what I mean? But, you know, he snapped enough for me to know, like, okay, he really pissed off by it. Let me just chill. I'll leave it alone. You know what I mean? I'll talk about it another time.
He didn't want to stop, boy.
Yeah, I'll talk about it another time. I won't talk about it now, but I'll talk about it again. Right. You know what I mean? I'll let you cool down now, but I'll bring it up again. But yeah.
And I actually, you know, I want to thank you for that night too. You know, I never told you this, but I do want to thank you for that because where my mind was and where it was going, it wasn't pleasant. You know, it was more like Massman telling me these niggas just scammed me. And like, so I really want to get my money back and all of this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling Mad, like, man, I'm finna swing on this nigga, man.
Right.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Like, yeah, you did say that.
So Mad, like, man, let's go, bro. Like, he pulling me like, let's just go, bro. Like, you know, I wasn't making no big scene. But I'm like, I told him, like, bro, I'm finna split this nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? He done took all my motherfucking money. Yeah. But I think I had only lost like maybe like 250, 300.
Yeah.
But at that time, shit, you only got
at that time
600 in your account. You know what I'm saying? Like,
at that time, that's a lot of money.
50%.
Yeah.
I need me.
Yeah, I'll take that 250 right now.
You feel me?
Is it hurting or not?
Yeah, hurting or not. I need that.
That was a great night. I have been great now.
Bro really pulled me away from that situation and just redirected my mind. Like, bro, it ain't worth it. Let's just go.
Right.
But the aftermath of me just still being like upset about it, like I'm kind of like trying to calm down, but I just can't get it out of my mind now that brother keep like,
yeah, I can't knacking.
I told you, like, don't, you know.
Yeah,
because he was trying to be your voice of reason. He really was. And
he was, but I was so gun-ho.
I kept knacking at
like
him.
what I wanted to do.
I kept knacking at him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I still think about that shit. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Like I tell you, we had some times, man. Like, you know, I could sit down if I'm just chilling and just chilling. That's the things I think about. Like we had some times, like some.
Can't take the memories away.
Yeah, you can't take the memory away.
Happiness comes in spurts. I'm gonna throw that out there. Happiness comes in spurts. People think that you can just be happy all the time. People think that you can plan happiness. You can't. You can try to plan events, but that don't mean it's gonna be happy. You don't know until you actually experience it and go through it.
That's real.
And then you have these memories, like, and it brings you joy. These experiences, and you roll, you got the Rolodex in your head. You start playing that shit back.
Yeah.
And that you can't, man. That's priceless.
I commend
That's
people.
priceless.
I be commending
That's my
people,
opinion.
take pictures and take videos.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm not saying like the whole time you on vacation or whatever you doing,
Yeah, but just capture
the whole
something,
time,
though.
but capture some of it.
Yeah.
Because what happens when you look at pictures, like I looked at video just now, it took me back to when I was there in that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like now I remember me in that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you don't got that, you trying to think like, dang, what I had on.
Yeah.
I only remember certain moments of my childhood. I just remember just certain moments of it. You know what I mean? Like when I think about it now, certain stuff I think about, like, dang, how I was, and this and that, and I can't remember.
Yeah.
But for me, what pictures and videos do for me, it take me back in that moment. It shows me exactly what I had on.
Yeah.
And I remember exactly how I was, in that moment. And I'm not saying, because I'm not saying be like how this generation is. Like, they literally record everything, taking 100 pictures. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't need 100 pictures.
Yeah, they don't.
I don't need to record the whole concert.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't need to record the whole concert. I just really need to record that I was at the concert.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything, all the memory gonna come back to me about the concert.
Yeah, in that situation.
You know what I mean? About the situation. You know what I mean?
All right, let's get to the next one then. Has someone ever given you a last chance? And for what?
Last chance.
Yeah, like an ultimatum type. Man, it's like, yeah, don't do this no more. You better not do this shit. Like, I ain't gonna say it like, I ain't cussing at you or nothing like that, but just, in life, could be relationship, could be shit, school, work, parents, shit, siblings. You ever received anything like that? Last chance?
I don't know. That's something I never thought about. Maybe Jimmy could go first. I can't think.
I tell you why I bring this type of stuff up. Maybe that might help you. Cause like, I ain't gonna say us, but like generally speaking, like people, man, yeah, they give ultimatums. Like we give ultimatums, but it's rare that we like receive them well. So I kind of want to see like, how do you receive, when people come at you that way? That's kind of what I'm really getting at.
I would say my parents, and I feel like it probably was vital, you know what I mean, for me. I think I told Jimmy this one time. Like, you never think about stuff you learn or condition as a child, how it carries on to your adulthood.
I agree with that.
So one of the things is my parent, my mom, just speaking with mom, like big on not missing school, not missing no days in school. So I'm at work and I'm not missing work. You know what I mean? I'm not calling out because I was conditioned to be there every day. You know what I mean? So of course now I use vacations and stuff now, but a lot where you in a world where a lot of people, man, I don't feel like working today. Let me call out and say I'm sick, or you know what I mean? People do that on the regular. I never did that. You know what I mean? The only time I've called out, I would have to be like really like throwing up. Or it was one time I called out just for a fuck you purposes because the new supervisor came and he tried me. So I'm like, all right, I know when I call out, y'all can't run this line because I ain't got nobody to operate it. So this line gonna be shut down. So it's gonna make you look bad. You know what I mean? So that's why I called out at that time. But yeah, so I would say my mom saying, you know, don't miss no days of school. You know what I mean? So
yeah, strong. You got anything on that, or how you feeling over there?
Yeah, and ultimatum purpose, I think, you know, I definitely was thinking about it, and I was going back to my mom, and I was thinking about one situation where I was in Taekwondo at the time. And
what?
Yeah,
Taekwondo.
This is my first time hearing about this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all knew that about me.
Nah, I took karate, but I ain't taking no Taekwondo.
I was in Taekwondo.
Oh, shit.
So this was before I started playing basketball or football. I played football next.
You were good?
I mean, I made my way up to I think I was maybe a gold belt, which is kind of like maybe midway.
Okay.
One of my goals was to become a black belt, but I didn't stay in it long enough because of the ultimatum, right? So when I was in it, I think my mom was just trying to like find something for me to do. Like, and she didn't really know what at the time. And I don't know how she stumbled upon this Taekwondo class or whatever, but I remember she was taking me and I was going like, you know, a few times a week. And one person that was in my class actually used to leave from Taekwondo practice, and I would see him getting in his car, in his dad's truck or whatever, and he'd be putting on his little shoulder pads and, you know, whatever, getting ready to like go to like practices, football practice or something. I used to be like, I started asking him like, man, where you be going after this? And he'd be like, oh, I play football at Duffield or whatever with the Jaguars. I'm like, huh? So you leave from here and you do that? He's like, yeah. And so when I came back to the Pines, I see Mickey playing out there, Juke them playing out there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking my mom at this point, like, I think it's when we probably kind of like first moved out there. And she was like, you know, I'm asking her like after Taekwondo practice one day, like, you know, can you sign me up for football? Like, I want to play football too. Like, you know, and she like, well, I mean, we ain't got the money for both. Either you finna do one or the other. You know what I'm saying? I just remember like, huh? You know, I'm thinking, I'm just like, all right, forget, I just throwing in the bike seat. She drove me home, this and that, and the whole time thinking like, what the hell? I like Taekwondo a little bit, but I want to play football. You know what I'm saying? I had to make a decision. You know, and I was upset at my mom, like real upset. Like I was hot. But I did transition that energy into like, man, but I really want to play football too. And I ended up choosing football at Duff. And I never went back to Taekwondo because of that decision that I had to make. So like, depending on like, if she would have let me stay in it, like the trajectory of my life could have been totally different. You know what I'm saying? Or if I would have chose Taekwondo over football, you know? It's like, it's crazy, right? You know? And, you know, turns out that person, that kid that was doing both turned out to be Matt Grothy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a
the quarterback from Lake Gibson that went to play at USF. Matt Grothy, we was in the same class. So when we went to Duff, me and him used to be competing against each other. Like at Duff, like we was always the same age. So yeah, that was one ultimatum that I got in my life as a child that came from my mom that I guess kind of like changed the trajectory of my life. It had an impact on me. Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. It was even more interesting to me to like how my mind thought about how I would transition to being in football. Because I literally, bro, like went from like learning how to like do takedowns and crescent kicks and all of this different things to like trying to transition to like a sport that was totally different. And I used to be thinking about how can I transition what I learned over here into this?
Yeah.
As I used to be thinking about sweep kicking somebody and taking them down the floor.
In football field?
Yeah, before I
ain't know Doug play football.
Yeah, I played 2 years, man. I started doing everything.
Yeah.
I played JV. I played varsity. I played JV. They moved me up at the end of the year. I played varsity. Then I played varsity the next year. I played varsity in 10th grade, bro. Like straight up.
Yeah, lean.
Yeah, defensive tackle. I played a little defensive end, you know. I ran like a 4-7, you know, 4-7 back then.
Yeah, I ran a 4-7.
I ran a 4-7. High 4-7, close to 4-8, but I ran a 4-7.
What position you played?
Huh? Defensive tackle, defensive end. Okay, that's DT. Because me and him ran down the same thing. He ran faster than me. So ask him, watch this. If you ever see DT, because he played the other defensive tackle and we always used to race each other. That was our thing in practice and everything. He ran faster than me. I give it to him. I beat him like maybe once my whole career. So if you ever ask him what he ran. You see what I'm saying? And if he tell you he ran him like a 4-7, trust me, I ran me a 4-7.
I'm finna hit him up right now.
Yeah. In high school, what did you run? What was your however you want to play. Yeah.
Oh, no, I got him on Facebook. Real man. That's what
that's why I would tell you. I was going to try, he do ribs.
Yeah.
I think he do it sometimes on Saturday.
Slap your mama.
No,
that ain't that one.
But
is it slap? Yeah, it is slap your mama.
But
seasoning.
I'm saying off the with the ribs.
Off of next
Pops.
Friday.
No, with Pops and them. The rib shack.
Yeah. I want to try it. You know what I mean? Because I be big on trying to support black. You know what I mean? On restaurants and stuff like that when I can.
Yeah.
I've been big on that. You know what I mean? I started that probably like 2, maybe 3 years ago, where I just hit up different black owned restaurants, that I hear about, and go check them out. You know what I mean? But you go to the lean. So
now I like what you're doing. I'm gonna throw it on another level because you told me you like to travel. And I think I think you know where I'm going with this. So traveling wise, cause you like to eat and all this type of stuff. You want to support, people who look like us and stuff like that. Bro, when you go places, try not to eat chain restaurants. Try to eat what the locals eat. Try to find them local little mom and pop type restaurants. That's the same way of what you kind of saying, but now you taking it everywhere you go, not just, the local people, when I go anywhere, bro, like I'm trying to support that local, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Mm-hmm. That's it. None more, none less.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
On it.
I try, and we find some really good spots that way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Eat what the locals eat. If I'm traveling somewhere, we're going to go check that out.
I just thought about when you said that. So, I know, obviously, smoking wit.
Trying to mic up. You good? Not today? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes,
smoking wit is who we, podcasting with, on the show with right now. So it's like when you do go to these different cities, like, I ain't finna say like, how do you get your green air or whatever, like, but what, in terms of like, do you take that same approach? You know what I'm saying? Do you try to find a local whoever, or do you try to find a dispensary, or do you?
No.
He's calculated.
No. Yeah, I don't leave things to chance like that. I don't if I'm traveling somewhere, I'm a smoker, so I gotta have my smoke.
Yeah.
So I just travel with my little handy dandy little pouch, and then I got my little copy of my little card in here. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it's supposed to be smell proof. Mm-hmm. I can lock it up.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You very calculated.
Good to go. So I pack, and I also try to make sure I have a bag that I can put under the plane. I don't take it, so it's so everything under the plane.
Gotcha.
And I just do what I do. So I usually take enough with me.
So you good,
right? But now, if I'm going somewhere that I'm meeting someone that I know. Mm-hmm. I'll tell them to get me something from their people.
Gotcha.
I only try to smoke weed from people I know or people I trust. Mm-hmm. It to me, it lowers the risk of me getting a bad product or getting something that's going to mess me up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust everybody.
How long you been smoking now?
Since about 17. Yeah, 17.
How many years is that?
That's over half my life. That's over half my life.
20 years, you'll say?
You've
been smoking before
38.
17.
Nah. So like, I was getting...
The Chevy was gone at 17.
Ooh.
Here we go. Let's get to it. The Chevy was gone. I was in 9th grade, bro.
Yeah.
Am I going off topic of the show? Should I mute my mic?
Hey, yo, you just said some real shit on that one, boy. You just said some real shit on that one, boy.
It was like,
yo.
This nigga was like 13.
I still had the
bro.
Chevy. No, I still had the Chevy at 17. I still had
But you was like 13, bro.
No way.
Hitting the block with Miami them, that's the first time you smoked, bro.
I smoked with my cousin first. I smoked with my cousin Bubba first. Bubba was the first person I hit it with, and it was a joint. And then we started smoking White House. But then I did smoke with, I don't remember smoking with Miami. I remember smoking with Brian, yeah, Pineville and shit. I remember that. Like, yeah, I don't remember smoking with Miami though.
What's crazy is
okay. Yeah.
My brother started young.
Yeah.
And he stopped. Like he went from smoking weed, whatever, and
heavy. Me and Maggie smoke.
Heavy.
That's my dog.
Heavy.
Me and that nigga smoke all the time.
Yeah, heavy.
Yeah.
And then I forgot what happened. But I think it was some job related, you know what I mean, where like driving trucks or something like that, where he had to stop, you know what I mean? So he stopped and then he ended up just stopped, period. And then he went to smoking Black and Miles heavy. You know what I mean? But now I don't think he smoked, period.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Good.
So I don't know how he was able to discipline himself to transition, but yeah, I haven't seen him smoke, so I don't think he smoked, period now.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your thoughts on weed, marijuana, cannabis?
Well, I guess for me, I grew up with a negative perception of it.
Talk to me on that.
Because you grow up in your household, and even though my brother smoked, my parents didn't know it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So my mom, she always preached, you know what I mean? Don't do drugs. So, in my mind, weed a drug. When you in school, they say, don't do drugs. You know what I mean? In my mind, weed is a drug. I mean, as I grew older, because my girl smokes. And it's not like something she do fluently, like in my face or anything like that, because she know I'm not a smoker. You know what I mean? But I don't really know how to feel. Like, as I grew older, I understand it. Some people need it for the same reason why at times I need to drink. You know what I mean? To feel comfortable, to ease my mind. But I'm not a drinker where I'm drinking every day. Some people smoke every day, but they might need it for some kind of mental reasons or anything like that to calm them down. They got anxiety or something like that. I started to understand that when I got older. But yeah, so I grew up with a negative outlook on it because I didn't do it, because I always heard it was bad. You know what I mean? And I seen what I felt it did to some people, where I feel like their minds just be fried.
Yeah.
Like my cousin Sleep smoked so much that it's like, cause I don't know if you need to be smoking because you're so absent-minded. You absent-minded already, and then when you smoke, you really don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know where your keys at. You know what I mean?
Now hold on, because I've been smoking for a long time, so I want to ask you something on this. Now, like before he smoked, was he that way?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, because for me, what I've experienced with people who smoke, however they are,
it enhances it.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna get at. Yeah. It enhances it. So if he already an absent-minded person, this gonna be trash. Man, you ain't supposed to smoke because you're gonna forget everything. Yeah, it got, you gonna forget everything. It got the point.
Like I would literally get hot at him because he's so absent-minded at the time when it comes to things, and it's like, bro, how? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But But I seen what it did to. I felt that it did, and maybe they was on something else too. Maybe I don't know.
No.
But I knew they was heavy smokers. But I seen what it did to them.
We go through a lot in life, bro. Like it be a lot of things that people be dealing with behind closed doors. So I mean, I'm not discrediting it because it could be the weed, but it could be other things.
It could be life, yeah. You know what I mean?
Man, that shit be crazy.
But at the same time,
your doctor smoke, your lawyer smoke.
Yeah.
Most of your favorite teachers probably smoke. Like these people who played an influence in your life, they smoked and they was like functional. See what I'm saying? So to kind of say that the weed is what took these people down, it's possible. It's possible, but it might not.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know. You know what I mean? But what I saw, it made me never want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never want to smoke, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't know.
You got any thoughts on the weed aspect? Just asking you real quick, just because to stay on topic. You know, like I asked him because he don't smoke, you don't smoke, but y'all around smokers all the time. You're not all the time, but y'all, you know people who smoke. You got friends who smoking shit like that. So what's your perspective on it? Like, how do you view it? Is it in a positive way, negative way? You know, what's your thoughts on that shit?
I just say to each his own. Like if it's for you, it's for you. If it ain't, it ain't. You know, as long as, the people who are indulging and the people who ain't, and even if y'all in the same room, just respect each other's mind, like, you good. Like, I think one thing that, even though I never smoked, like, one thing that weed did for me, bro, was it actually allowed me to understand that I could be who I am, regardless of the situation. And if somebody don't like who I am, then they probably ain't my real friend. Like if they can respect who I am and my thoughts and my views on things, and they try to talk down to me about it, like they probably ain't my real friend. And the reason why I say that and correlate that with weed is the fact that one of my first situations or experiences being in the car came from like with you. I came from with Nard and going to school in the morning, and a lot of my friends smoke, you know what I'm saying? But being in the backseat, I remember times being in the backseat, we 5 deep. You know what I'm saying? Somebody smoke here, pass there, pass back. I'm in the middle. I'm the youngest. And somebody would ask me, like, you want it? And I'm like, nah, I'm straight. Pass it right over me. It wasn't no laugh. It wasn't no chuckle. It wasn't no, it wasn't no like, man, just hit the shit. Like, it wasn't no peer pressure. And at that moment, bro, I knew like these was my real friends, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody ever try to make me feel different, because of the fact that I didn't want to smoke. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's one of my experiences with it that actually helped me like build that type of like, aura about myself in terms of like picking the right people to be associated with. So just always standing on what I believe in, who I am, and if those around me can't respect that, then they probably ain't who I need to be around anyway.
All right, now.
What's the name? It's probably a little off, but I do want to know what the heck you were thinking when we got pulled over.
When? Talk to me.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
What? I was with y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When? Okay, come on. Can I smoke a lot, though, right?
Where we was leaving from the state games or something like that?
I think we were leaving from a game. It was me, you, Dre, and Dre nephew Greg.
I remember that when we was right there by
Who was driving?
I was driving.
You were driving?
Mm-hmm. No. Well, you driving. You were driving.
You were driving. We was right there almost by the Pines, like right there in front of the white church.
Okay. We
got pulled over.
Okay.
And then the people that jumped out, they basically jumped behind us when we came across the bridge from by Winston. And they jumped out and they was in like a narcotics car, I think. And they jumped out. They had the mask on. They had the light. They came up on both sides with the light. And I think you probably had some green on you. You know what I'm saying?
You wasn't talking kind of
like,
reckless.
You was like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the car kind of like being like, yes, sir, no, sir. And like, you like, nah, that's fucked up. Like, we ain't did shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, Like, what the fuck y'all pulled us over for?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But these boys had like masks on and like, you know what I'm saying? Like they had the guns, like did they have the gun out? Or they just had like the light? They had the hand. I think you probably asked one of them, like, why the fuck you got your hand on you?
I know one of them had their hand on their pistol.
On the pistol, yeah. And I think you asked them, how the fuck you got your hand on your pistol?
I don't know if any of them had their gun out.
You remember
but
that?
I asked you that because
I'm gonna tell you in a second. Go ahead.
That could have went left. You know what I mean? You know, if you think about it, you know what I mean?
There wasn't no social media at that time.
There was no social media at that time. The boys, only one of them didn't have a mask on, I think. You know, that's the one that approached the vehicle. The rest of them masked up. You know what I mean?
Is this your first time being in a situation like that?
I've been pulled over a few times.
But not like that?
Not like that.
Okay. And that's why it stands out to you.
Yeah.
That's my first and only time being pulled over like that.
And I know that you probably been in a situation more time because you saying they always fucking with us. I remember you saying that. You know what I mean? Greg was, I think, still in high school at the time.
He was, yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was a crazy moment because I'm like, damn. You know, these motherfuckers got masks and they saying they doing a routine traffic stop. That don't add up.
Oh yeah. Well, with routine traffic stop, what you got your hand on your gun for?
Yeah.
I mean, do we pose as a threat? You know, but I mean, looking back on it, of course, you definitely want to comply. You know, but at the same time, you definitely want to express your rights. You know, but if you can't protect your rights out there, it don't matter what you say. You know, they the judge, they the court, they the jury, they all that right now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, all that. So you got to comply. It's interesting you brought up the situation. I remember it vaguely now that y'all say it because of the location. You painted a picture for me, so I remember it, but I don't.
Right by Winston.
But I got other experiences like that is what I'm saying. So that's why it's like, I don't really remember that one. I remember a few. I remember one particular one that Harris brought up. I was with Harris.
They jumped behind us and I think you probably the only one really noticed that they jumped behind us and we got like made that left on Swindell. No, on Galloway. Yeah, Galloway. And then we get right in front of that white church. And they pull us over. We pull over to the side.
Yeah.
They just come up with the lights.
Yeah, it was a busy road.
Like, fuck, like.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm thinking in my mind, like, duh, no, he got weed on him.
And I think what
kind of
I think what kind of saved us, I think Jimmy went to talk about basketball or something like that. The game, football or basketball, something in the lines, you know what I mean?
I don't remember.
Cause they asked,
where we were
coming from. And Jimmy kind of like alluded to that. And, you know, and kind of like, you know, opened the one up that was coming that came to the vehicle. The other one was pissed off. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, he was pissed off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it was, if I can't mistaken, I think it was 3 of them. Could have been 4.
I think it was 3 too, because it was like one that came to the driver's side, and it was like, but the ones that had the mask on, they came up to the car.
Yeah, it's narcotics. It's narcotics. They usually ride 3 to 4 deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Jake, all them jump out boys. Like they gonna ride up, they gonna jump out.
So I think that was the most, cause I've been pulled over probably like 4 or 5 times. And 2, of course, I feel like it was my fault, you know, where 1, I was a little intoxicated and I was driving the E-board, you know, finna catch a let out, but I'm not realizing time change. So the club's been let out. So I'm going to E-board for no reason. But I was a little, you know, I had been drinking at home, a little intoxicated. So I kind of zoomed past the red light. So when he pulled me over, he asked me, you know why I pulled you over? And I almost said, shit, for running the red light. I had to catch myself. I was just gracious to God. I'm just lucky that he ain't try to do a breathalyzer test or nothing like that. You know what I mean? But he gave me a warning. He let me go. And another time I got pulled over for not having a seatbelt. But other times, they pulled me over just to fuck with me. Like one time they pulled me over and said my vehicle fit the description of somebody who they're looking for. You know what I mean? And I don't think it was my vehicle. It was when I drove up to get to the light to turn, I looked left and we made eye contact. I ain't got no shave or nothing like that. My face roughed up. I look like, somebody, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Part of that, that looked like I was up to no good or something.
That's interesting you say that.
You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Because you don't get behind me until you make eye contact with me.
I'm talking about you perceive your look, the way you naturally look, as a threat.
Yeah. That's what I think, because remember, we side by side at a light and I'm about to turn. You get behind me when we make eye contact. So meaning you never was behind me to read my, take my tag and nothing like that. You didn't do that till you get behind me.
Right. You know why he got behind you. But hold on, man. So I just got to make sure I understand this, and I'm not trying to start nothing or make some out of nothing. Let me say it that way. But do you think that if you were clean cut, shaven, looking a different way, do you think that he would have perceived you as not a threat? Because we don't know if he looked at you as a threat or not, but from the way you described it, I was looking rough. I'm looking like I'm up to no good. But what made you feel like you were looking like you were up to no good? Because from what I heard, you just didn't shave.
Because when I turned and they pulled me over, they had a canine.
Okay.
And, two of them pulled up as they pulled me over. And I remember vividly because I was on 56, so I was on file lot, turn on 56, right on 56. They pulled me over. They asked me to step out of the vehicle and they could search my car. You know what I mean? So they had a canine jump in my car. Me not thinking, because
you told them they could.
Yeah, I don't know my rights at that time.
Got it.
I know I say, man, I ain't got nothing to hide.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't smoke. I don't do the drugs. At the time, nobody
replanted.
Thank you.
Nobody that wrote.
You gave them the permission. That's what I'm saying.
Nobody wrote
shit.
me. That's what I'm saying. I'm not thinking.
I know. I'm
not thinking. You know what I mean?
I'm just for
thinking,
people out there listening lessons. Though,
I'm thinking like.
Yeah, you don't agree to a search.
So I say,
make it hell for you, but you got to go through the hell.
Canine jump in there, search my vehicle and stuff like that. They don't find nothing, and the guy come to me and said he apologized. He said, my partner, something like my partner, he just started, you know what I mean? No lie. He just started not too long ago and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Everything's good and stuff like that.
All right, man. Back on it. So, when have you ever made a first move? Did I ask him that? Can't remember. Yeah. When have you ever made a first move, man?
With a woman?
See, if that's where your mind went. I'm super vague, bro. I'm super vague. So if that's it sounds like that's where your mind went. So yeah, let's go with it. If that's what you want to talk about. But in life, when have you ever made a first move?
I go and think about the time I make a first move with a woman.
Okay, give me that time. Give me a time. What's your percentages like? You like your chances?
When I approach a woman?
Yeah, man.
Back then, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love my chances back then. When I started to get confident with myself,
okay,
before a relationship, yeah, I love the chances. My percentage of me approaching a woman. You don't like my percentages?
No, I do like your percentages. You tough, I can't lie.
With me approaching a woman. Because
what's your angle?
Because I'm able to.
Give them some game, man. Let them know, man. Come on, I need some Patreon action. Give them some game.
I'm myself. You know what I mean? I don't try to be nobody that I'm not. So for me, is if I'm comfortable, I know I'm gonna get somebody around me to be comfortable too. Now you feel like you know me forever. You know what I mean? Because I'm able to make you laugh. Once you laugh, I know that you kind of opening up a little bit. You know what I mean? And I think with women, a lot of women want to feel comfortable. You know what I mean? When you're talking to them, they want to feel
it's
like
part of that safety.
Yeah, they want to feel like they been knew you. You know what I mean? Or why we ain't been meet. So yeah,
give me a time. I just need one.
But
I just need one. You ain't got to get too, raunchy or nothing. But just give me a time you actually made the first move. How did that go for you? Go through the Rolodex in your mind.
I don't know, man. I can't think of.
Here we go.
Well, no, I'm saying I can't vividly think of.
You always made the first move. Has anyone made the first move on you?
Yes.
Okay.
I had a woman approach me one time back in the day when I used to go to Club Piranha.
Does that feel weird when a woman like approaches you? Well, because since you're so used to approaching,
I was surprised. It ain't never been happened to me before. And I vividly remember this time because it never happened to me before, at the time. And I'm in this Club Piranha with my brother-in-law and Poobie. We just chilling. This back when MySpace was popping.
Shit.
And this woman come, pretty, beautiful woman, come and stand by me, short. And then she was like Cuban and black. And she say, she just standing there, and I look down, she look up, and she just smiling. And she's waiting for me to say something. But I'm kind of nervous, like, did she come stand by me because she want to, what I mean? Yeah, I don't know what to do. It ain't never happened to me. I look down again, she look up, she smiling, and I said, what's up? She said, hey, what I mean? I said, my name Mass, what's your name? I can't remember what her name was. But, we did some small talk from where she told me, I've seen you before a couple of times. And I always wanted to, come say something to you. You know what I mean? But I was scared, whatever, this and that. But I first seen you on MySpace. We exchanged numbers and stuff like that, But it never, went to dating or anything like that. It went with the phone conversation. Her wanted me to be her boyfriend. I'm like, ain't ready for a relationship at the time. And that was it. You know what I mean? So.
And I see that, I thought that was going to turn into like a stalker chick, situation. I didn't know how that was going to play out.
Nah.
Yeah, I met on she met me on MySpace. She found me in the club a few times, watched the nigga.
Yeah, she saw it, but
you had me in.
Hey, but I say that to say, you never know who's watching.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Charleston White.
You never know who's watching.
Charleston White.
You never know who saw you, thought you was attractive. You know what I mean? Never know that they just waiting for the opportunity to talk to you. And sometimes women set it up. They been seeing you, right?
Well, women always choose.
I'm gonna tell you.
Honest with you, bro.
I'm gonna tell you.
Them women be choosing, bro.
Sometimes women set it up. They been seeing you. They been dig you. What they do? I could walk this way, but I'm gonna walk this way so he can see me.
Yeah, I put myself in the position that where he stumbled across and make it feel like he did something, but I really did it all. I orchestrated it all.
Because I know
it happens every day, bro.
I know he gonna say something, or I'm hoping he say something to me.
Yeah.
But let me get in his visual. Let me give him a little smile to give him the okay. You know what I mean? And I noticed, because when she say that, I seen you on MySpace and I seen you, a couple of times in the venue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not saying she stalked me. It's saying that she been checking for me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But you ain't like her the way she liked you.
Nah, because some women just so lovey-dovey that they don't even know you. They want a relationship.
Yeah, they more infatuated with the relationship than the person.
I'm more so, I need to get to know you. Yeah. I can't just jump in a relationship with you just because you're pretty.
Right. I agree.
You know what I mean?
I totally agree.
Just because you're attractive, it's a lot of attractive women out here.
That shit fade.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just can't just jump in a relationship because you come up here and, you know what I mean, you said you seen me and I find you attractive, you find me attractive. You know what I mean?
Bro, that shit is scary, bro.
Yeah, damn the sex and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know you. Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? So why you think it's scary?
It is, like, for me, I've been dealing with it, like...
Crazies?
A whole bunch of crazy shit. But just outside of that, I guess, more, I think I've been kind of, like, realizing it a little bit more since, like, me and Misa been dating together and stuff, and me being able to, like, go to Dallas and be out there for a long period of time and just able to, like, go places and, like, I don't know nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is like a luxury. I mean, I ain't saying like I'm like a celebrity, but like being in this area is like, I go places and people be knowing me, brother. I don't even know who the hell this is or what their name is. And a lot of people just know me from like working with the Magic or doing stuff in the community or whatever. Like, and it just be like, it's just an eerie vibe sometimes, like just kind of being in a position to where like I could go places, bro, and people know exactly who I is, and I don't know them from a can of paint. And I just move around so freely, you know what I'm saying? Like the way it's just like, I live how I live, but like this shit kind of scary, bro.
Man, put the eighth down and come solve these problems.
Well, I ain't gonna hold y'all fellas hostage. I got one more for you and we out of here, all right?
Okay.
So you kind of familiar with this one, but I gotta hit Maz with it. So,
okay.
Maz, I want to discuss something with you. Just something in your life that you just can't seem to get over or push through. Like even as time passes, like this ain't that day-to-day stuff, man. This that like, man, I can't really understand like why I keep going through this shit. Like time after time.
I wouldn't say what I keep going through. It's a past event that happened, and for some reason I still can't let it go.
Talk to me.
I got cut 4 years in a row at Academy in basketball.
All 4 years?
All 4 years.
So you never made the team?
I never made the team.
And that's something that you hold on to?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's also something that push and motivates me. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you got cut, they told you couldn't do something. So now everything you do, you be the best at it. You know what I mean? So
all them no's made you
so Taylor,
hard,
I guess Taylor actually did me a favor. You know what I mean? You know, he built work at that. I feel. You know what I mean? And it's not so much because I feel like now, like think about it. I never did the individual work to enhance my skills.
Okay.
And I think, and it's something I feel like they invest in these kids with too. Now, you in a wreck, and everybody telling you nice.
Okay.
You got a shot, you this and that.
Okay.
You get there, your freshman year, upperclassmen like Rashard Anderson, Juke telling you, why you trying not? You gonna make the team. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why you even trying not. You gonna make the team.
Yeah. Right.
Cause these guys seen me play before.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I got a little, they right. Me being in 8th grade and not even trying out for the middle school team, but I was on the team.
Right.
You know, cause I didn't have a ride to get out there to try out. So they already got their roster. The coach told me, hey, you know, you could be an alternate. You know what I mean? You know, I know you couldn't make it, you didn't make it a try, you know, but, you know, get you on the team, you be an alternate, whatever. You know what I mean? I'll pick you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Will I drop you off at home and all that stuff?
Yeah.
So I don't think I played much, you know, in 8th grade because I was alternate, but it was like, I ain't had to try out. Cause I think like people like Sleep made the team, I think, cause he tried out, but I didn't have to try out. But you know, it goes to show like I mess with Sleep. I'm like, man, if I'd have tried out, you'd have never made the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because at the time, I just was better than him. In my opinion, me playing with the 5.
Yeah.
I ain't tried.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My sister said, do you want to play a YBOA ball? And at the time, since a Parker, all I know.
Yeah. I
know Corey Barnes, you know, and I was telling him about you and stuff like that. Corey Barnes seen me play and got me on the team. And I don't know if they needed players or not, but I didn't try out. I don't know if Jimmy and them knew that. I didn't try out. You know what I mean? So when I got on the team and I seen Jimmy, I like, dang, Jimmy playing for the 5? You like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think Jimmy actually let me get his number 13. I think he was at 13 at the time. He let me get it. So I don't think I was good. You know what I mean?
First tournament, gave this man my number, dog.
In that environment, because
That's a friend.
Because this is organized basketball now. It's a different world.
Right.
He got traveling. You know what I mean? We getting out there. I think we playing like 13 under or 12 and under. We getting out there. You got just like 5'10", 6'2", you know what I mean? And we the same age. I was intimidated like a mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a different level.
Them cats probably seen that before. I never seen that before.
Right.
I'm used to playing with cats like that's around my, you know what I mean? You know, and if they was taller or something like that, they wasn't that great where I'm like, you know, they just bust my ass. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, I come from an environment where since apart, like I felt like I was a man out there. They kind of praised me as such. I go to high school, they praised me as such. You know what I mean? And I didn't make the team.
Yeah, about to say you get there and then you get rejected though.
Yeah,
like
I get there.
That's tough, bro.
And
like, how you deal with that? Like that. Well, in that moment, like, because obviously you didn't give up. You tried every year. Because some people could, man, that could deflate my whole little ego. I feel like I was the man, and then now I can't. You know what I'm saying?
That's a testimony of the will I have. The never give up mentality.
Right.
And I teach a kid that, you know what I mean, that you get rejected, don't give up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because somebody ain't see something good in you doesn't mean somebody else won't see something good in you. And it's different now because I watch high school basketball now, and I just texted Jimmy the other day. I said, dang, man, I would have killed them this time. I came in the wrong era. I was small. And a lot of cats now, they real small playing high school ball. But I was small, and the way Catalina was structured, it almost was hard if you just didn't go through the steps like you supposed to get on the team.
Yeah, it's like a walk-on. That shit would have been crazy.
I'm talking about going through 5.
I did that. No, it ain't like a walk-on. I was telling like I did that as well.
At Bethlehem?
What you yourself.
Oh, okay.
Walk-on out there.
Yeah. And I'm talking about going through the 5 years.
Yeah, I know.
Where you build your profile and stuff like that.
Yeah, you grown.
I played.
Got the connections with the coaches and everything. You know what you're saying?
I played 5 ball for a little bit.
Yeah. It wasn't long enough.
Nah. So what happened was, I think our last tournament with Port St. Lucie. And it's just certain stuff I remember vividly. And I think that's the tournament me and Jimmy wrestled or whatever. But what happened was, I didn't know the season continues. I thought that was the last game. It was over. So I ain't go back. Yeah. And I ran into Jimmy in high school, and Jimmy was like, man, why you ain't come to tries? I ain't know about tries, you know what I mean? You know, I thought everything was done. No, we had tries, you know what I mean, this and that. I said, well, dang, let me see if I can try to get on the team. Dre was like, nah, man, you know, you could try, but the team full. You know what I mean? Like, you feel what I'm saying? You could try, but we already did try, team full. And I didn't even like care. I mean, you know, it didn't get to me where I'm like, damn, let me go reach out to Corey and see what's up. I just said, when Jimmy said the team full, fuck, you know what I mean? You know, I missed my chance. And I just never thought about trying to go back to it the following year, nothing like that.
Yeah.
It was just like, you know, but then if you see how Catalina structured, it was a lot about if you play football, they knew you and stuff like that, right? So that's why I felt like I had an advantage, because I'm thinking a person like Rashad, if he tell Coach Taylor, scoop me, he gonna scoop me.
Yeah.
It's a top player.
Right.
Back then, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, but I don't think them guys probably vouch for me like that But I got cut. I think they only picked up a couple people that year. Probably like 3 people or something like that. And I think Jimmy was one of them.
I can understand that first year. Like that first year, I can understand. But the other years, you definitely should have made it.
Yeah. I think the first year they picked up, I think 3 people, right? It was like Jimmy, a white boy named TJ Havcott.
Love. Did Maggette play that year?
And Maggette, 4.
All right. Well, minus the names though, like
And I was better than TJ. I don't care what anybody said.
See, that's why I said minus the names. I knew we was finna go to that.
Okay.
Damn.
At that time, I felt like,
we was finna start trashing other players.
TJ got a body on me.
Nah, I ain't know that.
All right, now keep playing. That's what I'm saying, man.
I seen him. I seen him when he came out of jail.
You know exactly. Like, what are we doing?
I talked it up a few times with the time when me and you together. You know, when we seen him at the bar.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, we can get out of it on this. Ultimately, why do you think you did not like make the team? Ultimately, like because you tried 4 years, so you could have probably made it on your senior year. So just in all, looking back on it, what do you come up with when you say, "Hey, well, I ain't make it because of this reason"? What's the reason?
I can tell you each individual years.
Start with your senior.
Senior year, Taylor just didn't want to scoop me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But you don't know why?
I don't know why.
Okay, and then we got my man here saying you should have made it.
To this day, I don't know why. I mean, they gave me a reason.
Okay.
Because the reason why I say that, how it happened, okay, so you got basketball class. The coaches gotta have them enroll you into that class. I look at my schedule, I think it was like 7 periods or something.
Yes, usually, right. Usually the last one, right? Close to the last one. So
I look at my schedule. Go ahead and
go right into practice.
I look at my schedule, it was like 7 or 8 period basketball.
Okay, so everything seemed right.
I'm like, how the hell I'm in basketball class? I ain't on the team. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I think I told Jimmy, like, you know, and Eric Lewis was my dog at the time, and I told him, like, and he like, you got basketball class? I'm like, yeah, man. I wonder if they made a mistake. I ain't on the team. It's usually the people that's on the team that had that class.
Right.
So I go get it checked out. Like, am I supposed to be here or not? They like, it's right. So we go through basketball class. We go through drills, practices. I'm learning plays.
Okay.
And this is like I said, my second time structured basketball. First time with YBOA where you learning plays. You know, cause, you know, Simp League, second time organized basketball, we're doing plays and stuff like that. I'm doing everything with everybody. And it was a couple of sprints, you know, times that I didn't make, you know, that we had to run again. You know what I mean? But in all, I thought I was doing pretty good. I turned the ball over a few times. It's just something I ain't used to. You know what I mean? Structured, you know, drills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We get to the end of, you know, of everything, of the actual class and stuff like that. And they pulled me to the office. You know, it's close to the end before they start picking up, you know what I mean? They pulled me in the office and they say, we like you, you know, this and that, you're a good kid and stuff like that. It's Shonda, Taylor, and Cable. And he say, Taylor said, you know, this is your senior year, and you know, although you know we would love to want to, you know, put you on the basketball team, I don't want them to do you like they did Paul Wyatt, because you know you're not gonna be getting playing time like that, you know, because this is your first year playing, and you know you got these guys that you know they've been playing this and that, and you know you probably not gonna get much playing time. So, well, I don't want them to do you how they did Paul, where you sit on the bench and they chant your name and this and that for you to, you know, stuff like that. So, I'm gonna be real. I told them I don't mind that shit. I just wanted to put on the jersey. You know what I mean? But they ultimately went with a decision of not picking me up. I seen Shaw face like he would look like he would blow, but I don't know if it was, you know what I mean? But to this day, I just don't know why they even put me in that basketball class to go through that.
Right.
You know, cause now the rest of the rest of the semester, you know, I got to run the clock and watch them cats practice. And
that's torture like a motherfucker, bro.
I was able to.
That's fucked up.
I
see what he's saying. Like,
I did it.
What you're saying on that.
I did it.
Up,
you know what I mean? I didn't, you know, say hell nah. You know what I mean? Or nothing like that. I did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I remember you were saying like you never really went to none of the games or anything like that either. So now I see how deep it runs.
Yeah. I ain't know that.
Right.
I ain't know Brian never come to the games. Like, literally didn't know that. But I would apologize to Massman on my behalf for that as well, because as one of the guys that was on the team, bro, like, I think we probably could have had some say-so on that, and we probably should have just vouched for bro. But, you know, it's Taylor. Like, we ain't really know, you know what I'm saying? We want to go against him or, you know, whatever. But, yeah, bro, like, that shit hurt me to, like, see, like, how it affected bro on the back end, you know?
Yeah. It's real shit, bro. Nah, I ain't gonna poop on that one. Man, I'm trying to think of how you even get through that. Like, how do you push through that? Because that's something that happened in a moment in time, and we don't get that time back. We can't relive the moments, you know. Yeah, I don't. That's one that I don't really even know where to begin on. I usually try to approach something. I usually try to attack it, but in that one, I can only just maybe look at how my life turned out. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I wasn't able to do that, but look at all the great things and the great experiences I've been able to have, you know, without doing that. So I don't know. You feel like you truly missed out on something in life?
The brotherhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Motherfucker.
Because you gotta understand, I grew up with all them boys, you know what I mean, from playing the rec and stuff like that. And they looked at me as, you know, one of them. Yeah. And I ain't never seen Solid play high school. I never seen Amal play high school. I never seen Thudder, you know, none of the boys play high school ball.
Yeah, I never.
You know what I mean? I only know them. My only image of them is when we played at the rec. You know what I mean? So.
Well, Mass, maybe you'll find some solace in this. I'll share a little something. We can end it on this one then. I'm gonna share something with you, okay? Because I grew up surrounded by athletes. Like, I'm talking about most of these guys, they done went and played college and professional ball, basketball, football, you name it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't played really them sports, but I grew up with them. You know what I mean? But I guarantee you, they all know I done got in their ass at least once or twice. You know what I'm saying? I done ran it up on them. Yeah. They know. Niggas know. You see what I'm saying? But you ain't got to, like, be in there with them to have that brotherhood is all I'm getting at. These still my brothers. Yeah. But all of them done took an L from me. And some of them done went to the league. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Pop the colors on that shit. I had this nigga around the neighborhood wearing the little shoes, trying to get his calves all right so he could think he could dunk on a nigga. I had them all, man. I had them all in school, man.
Yeah. I mean, I never suggested this, but I thought, while we're talking about this, I think, like, you know, you ain't too old to fulfill your dream.
No, I'm good.
I'm just saying, bro, like, if it's something that you may want to do, I mean, you can't go back.
Yeah, because that's when you can't. It's a high school thing. He wanted to play high school ball.
I wanted to.
There's no way to rectify that.
I wanted to play high school ball. I wanted to put on the K-Lane. I wanted to play high school ball. Put on the K-Lane jersey
that's what he said specifically. That's why I don't know how to work with that.
Because like I told Dre before, you know what I mean, and I remember a Lake Gibson coach, and I forgot what grade I was in. You know, wanted me to come out there and play for Lake Gibson. Yeah. I could have played for Lake Gibson. Right. My cousin went to Lake Gibson. I could have just moved with them. You know what I mean? Because you remember everything with district. Jurisdiction.
Not no more. You can play wherever you want to.
Not no more. Now I'm
going to take it even further. Both of y'all probably don't know this. You could be playing right now with Kathleen, decide to transfer to Lakeland.
Play the same season. That's why I just talked about that yesterday. Yeah. I said, we ain't grow up like that. Yeah. I literally you would at least have to play wait a year. Even if you do transfer schools, you gotta wait at least a year, a season minimum.
Lake Gibson like 2 weeks ago. Kid transferred, set out 5 days, and he played with Lakeland, then played against his old team. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck going on?
Yeah, it's crazy. So the thing is, I could have did that, but I already knew the history of Kayleen Ball. Like, you got to be one of the, top dogs. You know what I mean? You got to be like, your game is up there, and you can make that team.
Something to play for Kathleen at one point in time. I know what you're saying.
If you can make that team, you know what I mean? Because Rudy played, you know what I mean? It's like, if you could play on the team, you got some kind of game.
I know what
you know what I'm saying? So for me, that's what I was looking for. You know what I mean? Yeah. I put on that jersey. I'm walking around the school. You play for Kayleen?
Right.
Or
prestige.
That mean, you got game. You feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I still hold on to that. Like, I always wanted to ask Taylor when I ran into him. One day I ran into him. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask him, what the hell, you know what I mean?
I think that's what you need to do, though.
Even Shaw. Like, you can ask Shaw.
You need to do that.
He will be at a lot of games.
I don't think Shaw will remember.
But you don't know until you ask. You don't know until you ask, bro. Yeah. You don't know until you ask.
I think that's the only
way, because you can get closure with it.
Yeah, you'll get closure.
You get some closure. You need closure. And it's still unknown. Nigga, fuck that. If you see Taylor and he don't say the right thing, fade that nigga. Do whatever you need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get that shit out.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all for doing this with me.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I end every show this way. What do you call me? How did we meet?
I call you Doug. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I believe I met you through my brother, or just being at Kathleen. I don't know vividly how we introduced each other to each other, but yeah, Doug.
Yeah, so you've always been my homeboy, little brother. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's different ages, and like I say, Dre like my little big brother because like he's my brother. I look at him like that. But he's younger than me. Now that's the bigger part. We'll get on that another time. I got time for that tonight. Just the experiences I've had and the shit that I did. Man, I did some wild stuff when I was young. Like, and I was always kind of mature for my age. I grew up real fast and stuff. So he got to see a lot of that. I got to talk to him about a lot of stuff. He got to experience a lot of stuff. Now, to see him in y'all group, you know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all look to him in that way, right? Mm-hmm. And then y'all got to start experiencing a lot of that shit through him too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that kind of trickle down effect. I ain't have nothing to do with none of that with y'all group, but I'm just saying it felt good for me to see y'all do that type of stuff. Not the bad stuff, but I'm thinking like menace, menace to society. I'm AWACS. I just like to see my youngins do dirt, man. It put a smile on my face. I get a twinkle in my eye when I see how y'all like to do what y'all do. And I was like, oh shit, look at Bass. Okay. We up. So that's the joy I got to see. And when I got to see that with y'all. Yeah. That y'all whole little nucleus. It was nice. Yeah. Real good. Yes, real shit. Sir. So I just wanted to share that. Yeah. But I end every show that way. I never introduce myself. I introduce the people I talk to. Mm-hmm. And I like to let y'all introduce me at the end because I got so many names. Okay. So you know me as Dub. You also know me as my real name though, don't you?
Eric.
Okay, there we go. Mm-hmm. My name is my name. Mm-hmm. So thank you, sir.
No problem.
You, sir. Yeah,
you good.
Jump to Mike you Michael Jackson. There we go. Yes, sir.
Brother.
Thank you. Once again, knocked it out the park.
Put the eighth down. Put the eighth down. Man, put the eighth down and come solve these problems.
Understand I don't know y'all. Remember, I love everybody. I am not your licensed therapist, and nothing shared on this podcast should be taken as medical, mental health, or legal advice. The discussions we have here are for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. We engage in open, honest conversations, sometimes including the mindful use of cannabis in a therapeutic setting. So kick back, take what resonates, and remember, always consult your own licensed professional for personalized guidance.